Well, I was so pleased in order to get Matt Starr and Peter Vernoff onto the song because their musicianship was so wonderful. They were such great people to work with. As you know, Matt Starr is from Ace Frehley, Mr. Big, and he also does work with other artists and younger artists too, always helping people out with their songs and things like that. So when I approached Matt, I wanted him to work on the song with me. I had an overdub with some drums on there, and just to give me an idea of what way the song was going. So I sent it over to Matt and we had a wee chat about it, and just through email and that there, and I give him the ideas of the song that the direction that I want the song to go in. He was able to just go through that and get the spirit of the song that I was trying to portray. So really glad he got working on it, and so glad with the results that he gave me. It was absolutely amazing. Really pleased with how he put it all together and put the spirit of the song in there that I was trying to get. So really pleased about that. And then there's Peter Vernoff, such a lovely guy that I met online, and he's doing his music there, and he does violin and viola and also orchestral music as well. So really lovely guy to work with, really quick too in his response, and his musicality was just unbelievable. Very haunting melodies and the violins and everything, really fantastic. And really pleased as well how it went with the violins and everything. I just asked for a violin, and I thought I was only getting one violin. I ended up getting two violins and a viola. I really couldn't believe it. It was so wonderful. I'm so pleased as well about how that came together. And the song really came along. It really brought it to life more for me. I mean, I liked the song as it was and that, but it really added another dimension to the song. And so pleased with how Peter Vernoff did that. It was just amazing. So the song is about your deep feelings through fantasy elements. I use a fantasy element in my song. So I would write in a fantasy direction. So I maybe have a scene in my mind of what that song is about, and I'll create a scene through the imagery in the lyrics. So those lyrics expresses emotions through the song, and so as the song progresses, you see more and more of that storyline, and hear the emotions coming through of the deep meaning behind the song. You can just take it as the actual, you can just take it as the actual story of the song, but there's a deeper meaning behind it, and I hope that comes through with the song as well. And I really enjoyed getting it together too, and just that journey of following through your idea from the beginning and carrying it through to the end and see the results as you go along. So I'm really pleased too about how that worked out for me. The song came to me in quite a flash, really. For example, I would get an idea of a song just in the middle of trying to get to sleep at night, and basically I would write it down or sing it into my phone. Once I've sang it into the phone, I then go back to it later on and develop it further. So I might only get maybe 2 lines of the song, and I'll maybe get a melody and of the chorus and the verse, and work at it through that way and come in that direction with it. And then because the melody's already there, I just add the chords to it later on, and then it fleshes it out and add in rhythm guitars, heavy rhythm guitars, lighter rhythm guitars. Set out the different settings on your guitar amps or your pedals or something like that, and just work what the song is giving to you, what the song is saying to you, the feeling of the song and its direction. So again, it's a bit of a process. It just starts off that single idea. So don't dismiss any of your ideas, is what I found out. So the reason too that I started writing songs was my dad took really ill, and he was ill for quite a while, and And during that difficult time, we're trying to look after him and things like that, and getting him through to the doctors and all that, and quite a difficult time for the family. I was getting all these song ideas. I mean, I've got about 300 or so on my phone already, and they were just coming really thick and fast. I mean, every other night I was getting song ideas. And they say that when something traumatic happens, that sometimes you get these flashes of inspiration and flashes of ideas. So I just wrote them all down, put them on the phone, of course, just sang them into the phone. Really easy to do. Just get your phone, keep it at the side of your bed, and sing into the phone, get the idea down, and then later on you can just work on the idea. So like I said earlier, don't dismiss any of your ideas. So I mean, it was a hard time for all the family, but sometimes inspiration strikes when it strikes. So not only did I get some inspiration for the song material, there was also the video idea. So again, I got a flash of inspiration, and I got my sketch pad out. I have the sketchbook, and I call it Dragon Chronicles. You might have seen it here and there about, you know, from time to time. And basically I drew out the idea, and from that one sketch I was able to draw out other ideas for that particular video. Other ideas then came to me about how the video might open, you know, what I was going to do, the outfits I was going to need and things like that. So once I had drew down this idea, I thought, where am I going to get this outfit? So some of the outfits, for example, the Roman helmet, right, and the shield and the sword, I was able to purchase from one of our local shops in Belfast in Northern Ireland, the Celtic guy, as I recall. And basically from there then I made the Roman skirt. So the Roman skirt, in a previous life I did fashion design. I studied at University of Fashion Design, so I was able to get a bit of needle and thread and put it together, and put some studs on the bottom of the skirt, because that holds down the skirt back in those days, and just put a waistband on just with a bit of edging. And so basically then that was the skirt made. I then made the Roman robe, the red robe. So I picked up some material, red velvet, and draped it at the back and put a gold tie through it, like it's like a gold rope style, you know, and put that through it and draped it, stitched it in place just by hand, and hemmed it, and that was it made. And also purchased some jewellery. I have a dragon necklace. So that's like the quest of the warrior, the Amazon warrior she is, and that's her quest. So she's wearing this like talisman of her Roman quest that she has. So she's to find this dragon, and that's why that necklace is there. But also too, I purchased, it looks like a shield, and it's a brooch just to keep the robe together. And so I got that necklace too, and the brooch in the same place. And also then found some rings, like Roman style rings that they would have maybe worn those days. And so I picked those up as well at a charity shop. So really cool to find that. I looked everywhere for those things, couldn't find them. And I just came across it one day and thought, right, this is the place. Went in, and all that I could want was there. So I picked up a few rings there to make up the outfit for the Roman soldier section, which is the Amazon warrior. But that was that outfit, and that just stemmed from a sketch in my notepad. So you think about it, you've sketched this out, your idea, and then you come across these items, and it's like your dreams are coming true, just to create this video. And also too, there's the princess part of the video. So if you haven't seen it, I hope you'll check it out. But there's a princess part of the video, and so I was able to purchase the dress and the green cape, so, and jewellery as well, the rings. The necklace I owned myself, so that was okay. So yeah, really cool. So then I decided to do some drawings for a particular section, and the section being the dragon that she meets. there's no pictures as such of these type of dragons. The dragon, I wanted to look at it in a certain way. He had to be blue, and he had to be throughout the video. So not only did you see his face, you seen his eyes, and you seen his body, and you see him coming out of the waves, and you see him in these different scenarios talking to the Amazon warrior at the top of the mountain. And so I had to draw these things out. I thought it was going to take me forever, but it took me about a year. I started in November 2 years ago, and I finished it the following September or something like that. It was near enough a year, September, October. I just finished those last year, so September, October last year, and putting the video together as I went along, so I wouldn't have a whole lot of work to do. It was enough work to put it together, but you know, it was like adding the sections. When I finished a section, adding those sections together. So I filmed the Roman section on its own, and I filmed that separately from the princess section. I had to go another day and do more filming that way. I was just originally going to have just the Amazon Roman warrior there throughout the whole video, and I thought no, I wanted the princess type video as well, so that she would narrate the story. So she narrates the story while the Roman warrior, Amazon warrior, is going through her journey, which is cool. So I put the two together, and I wanted then the dragon illustrations to come through as well, of that journey that she was making. So basically she meets the dragon, but she has to decide what is going on. It's like, what is going on? This dragon's throwing fire at me, and scared for her life in the forest, the Amazon forest. and then she meets the dragon at the top of the mountain, and they have a conversation, and he wants to show her where the sword is. So he takes her to an underworld water place where he lives, and there's like an old ruin there from, you know, the Greek and Roman times, or maybe before then. And this is where she finds the sword. So the sword, then she finds it and collects it from the sea. So there's an underwater sea section, and I had to draw those out because you know, I wanted the dragon to look the same. I didn't want to try and pick from different pictures and try and select different things. And I thought I can draw, so I'll do that and get that done. So that was how the video came around, and basically all from one idea, a flash idea that you would get. You know, you're just sitting there, and the next thing you're getting this idea, and it's like, right, draw that down in case I forget that, and just go with your ideas too, so don't be afraid of that. So when I drew out the dragon, it was done in maybe an A3, A2 size of a page, more than A2 page. And some of the other drawings, there's 3 A2 pages put together, so that's bigger than A1 size. And so I was able to put those together, but I wanted them in different scenarios under the water, under the sea. So I drew out some scenes under the water, you know, the fish and the coral, and you know, the waves and things like that. And it's all done with pastel chalk, which are quite thick. And I also use pencils as well to go with those, because you can get the details, corners that you can't reach with the thicker pastels, because they are quite thick. They're about a ½ inch thick. So, and you can do fine details with them at the side. You know, if you got a flat side of it, you can do fine details. But it's quite challenging sometimes, and you have to maybe do it a few times before you get it the way you want it. You know, you would have to find somebody to do that for you. So I was able to do that myself. So figure out for yourself too what you can do yourself. I mean, I made some of the costumes and that, and figure out what you can do and what you need to resource. So that's always a good point to make as well. But so to combine those pictures together, so for example, I've got the Roman scene underwater where there's like a Greek ruin, right? So I get that Greek ruin, and I wanted the dragon in there. So these are 2 separate drawings which I put together in Photoshop. So I use Photoshop a lot to put those underwater sea drawings together. And there's also footage of me as a Amazon warrior under the water with the dragon. So he's showing her where this sword is, or she finds the sword, either way. So really pleased how that worked out, and just, you know, put it together in the video. So the video itself, making the video itself was a long enough process. It took a little while, but eventually I got it finished, and to be able to show you it with the song release, so really happy about that. Considering I did it myself, considering I just used the resources that I had, and it's a good point too, just to use the resources that you have, and you can always update things later, or, you know, as you go along, so don't rush that process too. I didn't rush the process because I wanted to take my time in the drawings, get them right the first time. I didn't want to have to keep repeating them and, you know, redoing them over again, so just get them done, you know, as best you can at the time, and then you can add them into your Photoshop and put your few pictures together and things like that. So I'm really pleased how that worked. So then you add your music to your video. So once I had the music finished, which I mastered myself, so I was able to put everything in my DAW system, Peter Vernoff's violins and Matt Starr's drums, my own guitar, vocals, backing vocals, harmonies. So all those things, I put it all together myself, and with the great help of Matt's drums, which are just awesome, absolutely awesome. The way what he did on there was really cool, really in the spirit of the whole thing, absolutely amazing. And then Peter Vernoff's really magical, haunting violin and viola, just fantastic, and really, really pleased how that worked out.